Like I said, they should go ahead and cancel this show because it's ruined, and the Cherish Twins are to
Child,
blame
at this
in the
point,
group.
they've ruined everything. The
They
Cherish
ruined
Twins have
everything.
ruined everything.
What's up, everybody? It's me again. It's time to lean in, bitch. Chad is still enjoying the intro per usual. I love to see it. I be on here too. I thought I was the only one, but I'm glad that him and Chase actually be into this intro. Welcome back to the lean. We're here to talk about BET just Encore. We're a couple days behind, but nevertheless, we're still here to talk about it. This travesty of what has become a show. I'm just gonna say that it is a hot ass mess. What has happened to this
Hot
show?
ass
And it's
mess.
this is episode 9, right? Was that what it is?
Yes.
Well, this is
Episode 9.
this is 9. So
Or is this episode 8?
this was 8. Next, so there at this point, this show should have been 6 episodes because after episode 6, that's when I started to check out more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. Let's just get into it. Of course, before we get started, go down and hit the thumbs up to like this video. Just because it's 2021 and we don't like haters, so the thumbs down means you're a hater. Chad, what we said last week, the shit happened. That's why when I text you, I was like, I ain't want to spoil it, but some of the ways I was just like, it happened.
Baby. I'm like, when a show starts to get predictable as to what's gonna happen the next week, that's when you know it's just time to go ahead and just and cut it. Cut it out.
But
Cause
they
yeah.
kind of revealed that. That's why I was like, I mean, I would have never known that if they hadn't put that in the sneak peek of the next episode. Episode
Mm-hmm.
7 going into 8. Because I was like, well, it looked like when I heard her say we need a fifth group member, I'm like, that means somebody else leaving. You do the fucking math, it's gonna be 2. You know who possibly is gonna be? It ain't gonna be Shamari and Pam together. They ain't got no, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It only made sense that it was gonna happen. So, spoiler alert if you ain't already watched, which I'm sure you have watched if you're watching this, because it happens in the first 5 minutes of the damn show. They go home. Lamisha and Irish go home. Irish said, "Listen, we ain't twins, and I ain't no follow, but I'm following my sister."
Listen, she said straight up, she was like, yeah, my sister out, I'm out of here. She
Yeah,
was not for it. I mean, and really at the end of the day, Lamisha was kind of leading their ship anyway. You
yeah,
know, Lamisha was more so the one who was vocal when it came to both of them. So I mean, it was pretty much evident that if Lamisha was gone, Irish was going to lead as well.
I agree. I mean, just because they kind of rolled together. I mean, they same group, they rolled together. Irish, if maybe if Aubrey was there or somebody that Irish had more of a bond with, possibly she would have stayed. But I think the way that things were going, especially how bad it had gotten, it's like, why would Irish stay? So do
Yeah.
you agree that? Do you think they should have left though? Even though it was a lot going on, do you feel like they should have left? Do you feel like they should have stayed? What do you think?
For the sake of, if it was really for the sake of like, the mental health part of it, then I think that they should have left because, I mean, as we've seen every single episode, the twins are just, I mean, they are insufferable. So it's like, I can only imagine being actually in the house and, they wasn't dealing with no edits inside of the house. So I can only imagine all the stuff that we have not seen or all the stuff that we, aren't privy to what they actually were dealing with.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I think they made the right decision. I hate that they had to get to that point, but I think they made the right decision for themselves. It's like they weren't much of a use anyway. They weren't being utilized the way that they wanted to be. So, hey, time to go.
it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate to me because I feel like Lamisha was actually she. I would have thought that Irish would have been the one that would have wanted to go home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It would have been more of her, leading that thought because of what she had to endure. She, whether we agree with it or not, she felt the most left out. She felt the most unused. She felt like that things were just not going well. But she's and worse was not the one that initiated the idea of leaving. Lamisha did, who
Yeah.
was actually, in my opinion, the best queen that they had. I think
Hmm.
that she really cared about them as a group, and she, even though she wasn't on all these songs and stuff like that, she was for the project. She was for it. But at the same
Yeah,
time, when you got people like Nivea leaving, Aubrey, I don't think they were as messed. I mean, they probably were like, dang. But I think when Nivea left, who was somebody that was, not only was a good person, she was pretty neutral. She just happened to defend Lamisha in a moment where, not that she needed it, but in a moment where, I mean, they
she
was
just,
just,
yeah, she
yeah, they were
felt like
tripping. They
she
coming
felt like
for
somebody was being attacked.
exactly, and so she stood up for it, and so she leaves. So that's why I was upset, like sad, and you kind of see that. I know we skipping around. You kind of see that when they decide to go tell them they're gonna leave, and she's like emotional because it's just like you can tell she really didn't want to leave, but it's just like it's just getting to be too much.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you saw when she went and talked to Carlos King,
Yeah, and
and
Carlos reassured them, it's no biggie. Like,
yeah, of course
I
ain't no
think that
biggie.
Carlos was annoyed, but yeah.
Nah, I don't think he was annoyed. Let me just say this about Mr. Carlos King. I'm just saying, like he and I. It's so funny that we're recapping this right now. Literally about 30 minutes ago, I go to this page and I see an article from 2019 or something like that related to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Right, that's one of his other
Hmm.
biggest shows. Right, and basically what they're talking about is saying that the show uh either it wouldn't get renewed or something like that because it was so much drama that it was less focus of the business or the love or whatever was going on. Right, if you look at this show and if you look at Real Housewives of Atlanta, in my opinion, I can see why. I think he's a great producer, but he still does not know where to place all this drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like on this show we wanted music. We were excited to have, Nivea. We were excited to have, Keely, her, whatever. The Cherry Twins, not so much, but we had, we had like groups that we grew up with. We were excited to get some music. You know what I'm saying? This was like
yeah,
a new black version of making the band, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it just he just it's so much drama. That's why when I saw that scene with Lamisha, I'm just like, he don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. He don't. He didn't. He want to know it. That's what he wanted because in the back of his head, even though he probably empathized with Lamisha, he probably was feeling like this gonna be some good ass TV. And that's I get that as a producer, but at the same time, it's like nobody's enjoying the show.
yeah. It's like, what's your end result at this point? Are you really, trying to make something of it? Because really, the show could have gotten even bigger than what it is
Yeah.
if they really would have put out some music and it been good music. It really could have went somewhere else. But I kind of agree with you. I think that there's a part of him that's just like, it's gonna make for good TV. So whatever, it'll make, they're still
Yeah.
gonna watch it. But I don't know, something a part of me also feels like he really was kind of like, damn, I'm losing two more girls.
I mean,
Like
I'm sure
I've
he
already
was.
lost two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he probably.
And
I don't think he went in wanting the girls to leave, but he definitely wanted some good TV. But I mean,
yeah.
you got to think about it. Like, I mean, you the producers, they have their hand in the soup. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about the scene with Nivea when she was leaving, and they was like, she was like, I told y'all not to have them come up here.
Excuse
You
me.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, I mean, it's a weird line. I guess you want good TV, you want to do this. I'm not a producer. I don't know, but I just feel like with stuff like shows like this, like it's just as a friend, our friend Duran gonna say, make sure I pay him every time I mention his name. Um, he said like it's getting very repetitive. It's redundant at this
Yeah.
point, and that's just like we've seen 8 episodes of the same. These women they can't get along. Like at what point is this like, well, damn, they have had
Yeah.
more arguments than they have songs at this point,
Yeah.
and that's ridiculous.
Every episode was at least three, four
And it's
arguments. It
not
was
even
just like,
like
okay,
small arguments. It's like big shit, like about to fight or people like it's a mess. It's always somebody talking shit. It's a lot. It's a
it
lot.
is.
So I felt bad for Lamisha when she was crying. I felt like she really didn't want to leave. Now, what I did expect when the twin was over there waiting, I thought that she was gonna like not say nothing to her. I was like, ooh, please, just please leave. Don't say nothing to her, because that would have been better. I think that would have hit the twins a lot harder had she not said, because it would have shown like, damn, I really fucked up. Because clearly they don't
Yeah.
think they fucked up. They don't.
Yeah, they don't. They don't
And
at
so
all. They think that how they handled everything is pretty much how
they
it should
try
have
to
been
justify
handled.
it every way, every way. They have made themselves the victim of this,
Yeah.
like by saying like,
And
I've been through this, and then
delusion.
I didn't right. So how you feel about that with them and them kind of like making themselves the victim and basically saying like, although these people have went home, I could have went home. All this is going on. This like a lot. Just how do you feel about them? Them two, just them two. Because we're gonna talk about Killy in a second.
I thought it was, I thought it was complete BS, of course, and I thought that that was their way of trying to, like you said, you were trying to play victim, but that was their way of doing it in a way to where they like, well, you can fight through anything if you want to, and it's like y'all not realizing that y'all were the ones pretty much starting all of this. Like
Yeah,
y'all were
they
the ones that
flashed back.
caused,
They flashed back
yeah,
from the beginning when they first came in to now. That I mean, the producers, that's the producer hand, and that's fine. But I mean, that's all the receipts we needed. Y'all have been,
yeah,
whether
like
it was misunderstood or not, y'all have been at it from the beginning, especially with these two. So these two should have really
yep,
been left. So you know what I'm
yep.
saying? I get it. Like it's just a lot.
I agree 100%. They pretty much they caused all of it. I hate to say that, and I hate to place complete blame on them, but it was them. They
No, it's
caused
like
all of it.
they did it. They did it.
Yeah.
And I think that, with the situation, so Cosign makes an appearance back this season. I'm gonna say that first of all, Cosign is so motherfucking fine, but
Yeah.
but it's just like they tried to like make amends with him and like did they get him flowers? What was it? They got him something. Didn't they get him something?
What? No, I don't. I think that they did. They get him something? No, I don't think they got him anything.
They got. I thought they got him some, but so she obviously is still trying to make fetch happen by saying that she was disrespected and stuff like that. So there actually was a live. She got on live last week. Was it last week? Week before last with Cosign. I missed the live and I actually saw it on her page right after we finished filming last week. And I guess it was like
Okay.
not like a moment where they supposed to like talk and like apologize, but people in the company. First of all, her page they lighten her page up. It ain't just like they ain't make. I ain't seen no death threats. It's people just saying like you ruined the show. Y'all have a bad attitude. Like don't try to don't. It's basically like saying like this video with Cosign is damage control. I mean all the things that I'm sure is true. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that this is really them, or do you think that this was just for TV?
Well, remember we talked about that last week briefly, and I was saying that I think that it is a mixture of both. I
Yeah.
think that it's really them, but like we was always saying, I think that they play off of each other. And with them being twins, they have that little twin tuition, twin. What is it? Yeah, twin tuition type of thing, where they just kind of know how each other's feeling, know how to, just pretty much defend each other at the same time as causing trouble. And I think that that's really just who they are at heart. But I also think that they played it up for TV because I mean this show has become the Fallon and Felicia show. Like it's really become about them. Like everything really was just revolving around them. So I'm like, maybe they did this for some type of spotlight. I don't know. Like it just seems like they were just doing stuff sometimes just to put them on, just to make sure that they were on front page news every time you turn around.
Well, like I said, one of my Facebook friends, I posted a couple days ago and said that they have ruined the show. But he said word on the street is that the twins were placed to give good TV. They were given an assignment and they are fulfilling. I said that's obvious and was entertaining
That,
for the first 3 to 4 episodes.
yeah,
Episode 9 and it's draining. it
it
is
is
draining.
draining.
I'm sorry.
We are
Um,
over it at this
so if
point.
that was their assignment, they did really good. But in the second semester, I'm over it. Honey, I don't want to be a part of that class anymore. I don't want to be part of that class anymore. But let's talk about Keely. So Keely, what's funny to
The
me
fifth
is
group
that,
member.
huh?
I said the fifth group member.
That's what the funny part to me is that when Lamisha and Irish them left, they was just like they're gonna probably get Keely because that's what Keely been wanting anyway. And so I don't know if Keely was listening on the side because when they did ask her to be the fifth group member, she was just like they're gonna. Basically, it's like she feels like she's gonna prove everybody right. That they all felt like she was gonna try to swoo her way into the group some way or another without being the creative
Hmm.
director, right? And I feel like in this episode, she feels really creative director ish more because she's like, oh my God, the girls are leaving. You know, what am I going to do with these songs? I'm like, girl, you ain't did shit all
I ain't
season.
did nothing.
I ain't seen you
I
pick
ain't
up a
did nothing.
notepad all season. Now you got a notepad trying to figure out what's going to happen with these songs.
Child, she's definitely putting on a big old front. Like she is just like now I have to get in this creative director
But
mode
she
for
doesn't
sure,
want
for
to do it.
sure.
She don't want to do it. She's talking to her husband. Her husband saying, "Well, because what she's saying is that she doesn't want to be in any group, and that's what Lamisha. I think Irish or Lamisha. Somebody said that when they left, they was like they don't want to be in a group. Like this is the reason why. Not only are they leaving because of the drama, but now they realize they don't want to be part of a group. This is like it takes
Yeah,
them back to that place. And maybe this may be true with Kill. I mean, they were in groups, but at the same time, do you really think it's that, or do you think it's that she trying to she don't want to prove them girls right?
I think that that it could be also a mixture of both. I think that she's like, no, I really don't want to be in a group because from day one she came in the house with this attitude of she was going to be the creative director. She didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
So I think that she really meant that, and I do think that there was a point where she wanted to do solo stuff. I don't know if you ever seen The Sex Was Spectacular, her video.
I do remember.
Um, yeah, so I think that listen, I think that she really wanted to be a solo artist or really wants to do something solo,
Mm,
or a behind the scenes thing. But I also feel like Keely is a mess, and I think that she really was like, if I get in a group, then they gonna, really feel like this was my whole plan all along, and she don't want to
yeah.
give them that.
Well, the good part is that with a lot of them gone, when it came down to the dancing and stuff like that, they really the weakest one now really is only Pam. I mean, she's like, whatever. So it's interesting. Pam, Shamari and Pam, I know I guess mentioned them. They don't really they were upset about it, of course, but they were more so thinking like, well, I'm not a quitter and this is that. And I found it hard to believe that they didn't, especially Pam. Pam sat in like some of those main arguments. She didn't say much, but given
Hmm.
how she felt about Keely, you would think that her delivered ass would probably have left too because it would have been too much for her. I don't know, but she hasn't. She's still there with her braids, and and so she's still there. But then they have to like get like wardrobe, and I thought this was interesting because I mean. I would have been. I mean, I know it's close to the performance, but I would have been thinking about that much sooner. But this wardrobe, I don't know what they're gonna do with this wardrobe. It was kind of all over the place.
Definitely all over the place, and it was like when Pam was saying, just make. I just want to look fly. I just want to look good. I was kind of like,
Well, because the guy was trying to
okay,
make her look, he was trying to make her look like the pastor. He's the first thing
yeah,
he
with
said
a,
was,
a
"We got you
robe and
a
turtleneck.
roll, a roll and turtleneck," and I was just like, "Oh!" And then she basically was like, "Look, just I want to look fly. Now, do you want to fly or do you want to look fly? Because he's trying to make you
Listen,
fly."
I mean, I think he was going along with the notes of because I'm
Exactly.
sure he was going, based off the notes of stuff she's
Yeah.
previously said. She didn't want to she didn't want to sing about sexual music, and so it's like almost like if she would be up there in a leotard and everything else, it kind of would be given like, girl, why you up here singing this gospel song in this leotard? So I think that he was kind of going off of that. Like he was like, maybe I can get her something a little more covered, not as exposing, not as sexual. But yeah, she wasn't with that. And I thought that that was kind of strange. But also at the same time, when she was in total, they weren't necessarily sexy, but I do remember Pam being more so like in pants when Keisha would be in maybe a leotard with the titties out, or
Well, she
maybe
was more
just
of like a
something more
tomboy back
revealing.
then too, right? She's more of like a
Yeah,
she
she
was. I
was.
mean,
I mean,
it
which
probably
she
would.
which she still kind of is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, I don't know. With Shamari, half got her titties out, and the twins kind of look like Power Rangers, but I don't know what they're gonna do cohesively, as a look. But I hope they get it together. Maybe Tina knows that make them some from the House of Darion or something that something
Maybe shit.
I don't know. That's I wasn't even thinking about wardrobe, but now that it's here, I'm like, oh shit, they got to perform. We need a wardrobe, right? Um,
Hmm.
and what else happened in this episode? Is anything else happened in this episode other than that?
It wasn't really much. This
It
was
was.
a very like this was
Yeah.
a really like quick episode kind of even though it was still the same amount of time, it seemed like everything went by so fast.
Well, because the
Um
first like 30 minutes was, the situation that happened with Nivea, then them, and then them two leaving, and that it took them a while to leave. They didn't just leave; they made sure they talked to everybody, you know.
mhm.
Um, and so now, like I said, Keely hasn't decided to join. Do you think she's gonna join the group? You think she's gonna do it or no?
I do. I think that she's going to end up joining the group even if it's for just the purpose of being a fill-in for dance purposes, just for overall aesthetics. Um because
Keely
the
looked
four
really
of
good
them,
too. I want to say Keely. Sorry to interrupt. Keely looked really good in one of the confessionals. It was like
yes, she
it was only
did.
only
With
in
the
this
black, with the
episode.
very dark hair. Yeah, I agree. I know
She
exactly
looked
which one you're talking about.
really good. I was like, all right, Keely. Oh man, go
It
ahead.
was the scene. It was the scene where she was saying that cosign was useless.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what she looked. She looked really good. But yeah, I think she's gonna join it just for aesthetic purposes. The four of them, Shamari, Pam, the twins. It's not that they look bad, but they just look awkward, and I feel like adding one more person, even if it is just for dance purposes, would look better.
What do you think? What do you think gonna happen to the music? Like, I mean, they have to change those songs, and that's just unfortunate because I liked some of the. I mean, like I said, Irish. I can't even think of our song that we like. We try to talk. I can't. What's the name of that damn song? But the one song that we both like, Lamisha actually had a very key part on it. Okay, and she's no
That
longer.
was the part.
That was the part. And so I'm not really excited for it. I was not like ever like extremely excited, but I was just looking forward to like hearing the song and hearing the different voices and like you. What I can say about a group is that you have so many different like voices and harmonies and so many different arrangements within the song. And with
Yeah,
with it being 8 women at the first time, initially it was promising to be very good. Now
yeah.
I'm just gonna hear the same 4 people. I'm gonna hear a twin. It's gonna be like probably twin, Shamari, Pam, and then God when God knows come on, it's gonna be Pam, Shamari, Pam. It's gonna be just like this. So I'm just trying to like get it together to be more excited
Trying to
about
figure
it.
out how it's gonna be. Yeah, it's
I don't want
definitely
to
one of
like. I
those
don't.
like.
I'm mad. I hope they release the. Maybe they will release each version of the song.
I mean,
That would be
that might work
good.
too.
That would be. I mean, that would
That
be
might
dope.
work too.
I like that. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm not gonna
if
listen to
they
Cheers part.
do to Cheers part,
I'm gonna skip it, or I'm just gonna play the version that got the other girls, or if I can. You know how
I'm
you
gonna be
get like.
honest. I'm gonna listen to it. I like their voices. I just don't really care for them.
But you know what? That's just like you don't really care for Nicki Minaj like that, and you.
That's a little different.
Let me be
Look,
quiet
that's
because
a
I
little
don't.
different.
Let me be quiet. I don't need the barbs coming over here trying to attack me, get my page hit. But let me just shut the hell up. But yeah, I see what you mean, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will listen to it, but we'll see. That's right.
Well, I mean, we got to listen to it so we can critique the songs.
You're right. You're right,
we
but I
gotta
just
we gotta we gotta have a after. You know what? Hopefully they do a reunion as well. But hopefully we get the songs and we can critique them and actually see how they came out and see like just give our little piece on how the music actually turned out once they're available on iTunes or wherever they're gonna put them at.
so today it was one of my friend Nye. He writes music. He actually wrote my little birthday song, and he writes music for
Okay.
Tamar and Candace and stuff like that. But he actually wanted to lean in for Encore, but so we may have him on next week or the week of the finale or whatever. But he is a musical producer and songwriter, so he would be good for that. Whenever we talk about the actual songs, because I've actually had a lot of people like reach out about like their music, doing like like leaning in on their music or like their books, and I'm not opposed to that, but that's just not what the platform is for. At least not at this moment. So maybe depending on how it go when we do these songs, then it'll open up new avenues. But I'm not going to be, reviewing new albums every week because what's my favorite line on Facebook? Woo child, I ain't heard no good music in a
Ooh, I ain't heard no
while.
good music in a while.
And I be meaning it. So that's my review usually on weekly.
I cannot. That's
um,
what it's been given lately.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully, if this is episode 9, damn, it's taking forever. 9, and then 10, and then the finale. Like I said in the interview, he did say with Jazz and Brand that they were working on a reunion, but they definitely need a reunion. Just because
I agree.
they need to get in on them twins. Them twins need to really apologize to all them women for
Yeah,
not
especially
just
after seeing it back, they should definitely apologize
they
for
don't
just
care.
how they,
They don't
yeah,
care.
how they
Honestly,
ruined everything.
yeah, but when you have women and people in front of you holding you accountable, I mean, they're gonna back. But now watching it back, yeah, I agree. So
We shall see.
we shall. And with that being said, like I said, we covered everything in the episode. I don't think it was really anything else really to be given said. Honestly, I don't want to be going in on
Mm-mm.
twins for another 20 25 minutes or even 5 more minutes because we know how I feel about them. I think we all, everybody watching know how you and I feel about them as it relates to the
Listen,
show, not them personally. I know them personally. But yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna lean out. We're gonna be here next week for episode 9 and 10. I don't know which one Nine's gonna do. But yeah, he like I said, he is a songwriter and music producer, so he can help out, especially if the songs are out. When
okay.
I'm looking forward to the performance to see what it looks like. um, I don't think it's gonna be giving too much, but I do want to see what it's gonna give.
Me either. I don't think it's gonna give nothing spectacular or
But
nothing that we like gonna be
if
crazy
Pam
over,
come
but
out
we'll
in a
see.
if Pam come out in that turtleneck and that little that gown, and she on some strings flying across the thing, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die
Oh my God, grow up,
when that song, because
singing with our hands up.
she ready for that. You know what? Possible. Why didn't they add that song? I like the little reggae song when Pam was. Don't give it away.
I like that song too. I don't know
Right.
why they didn't add that. I don't know.
I
I
think they
liked
said
it.
no reggae, but I was like, they should have added that song on there. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they will.
Maybe they will. They put the list out. I thought a list was out that had the songs, but I don't know. I can't find it. I was looking for it while you were talking earlier, but I can't find that list anymore. So yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna lean out. Of course, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all things lean. You can find myself and Chad on Instagram at Stupid Tez or at Nice to Be Me. Of course, find Chad on Facebook or Twitter trolling. Uh,
Thumbs
and
up.
right, thumbs up. And we will see y'all next week for episode 9 of Encore. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday, and we'll see y'all later.
Peace. Loud.